Okay then, so I have one more build that I'm going to cast this morning before going off to school. For you Protoss guys, here's one that I've been having a lot of fun trying to play, and let's get this going. So I've really been trying to figure out a good build for the fast expand into 4-gate. And I think I found an okay build, but the thing that I've really found is it really depends what your opponent's doing and the layout of the map. Pretty much you have to be playing on a map where you've got a pretty easy to defend choke for your expansion that also guards your main, and you also want to make sure that the rush distance is a bit longer on the map, as well as a final requirement. You really don't want to do this if your opponent's just going a very fast or rush build or anything that might, you know, just sort of catch you with your pants down because you've been putting way too much into getting that fast expand. Of course, using my chrono boost a couple seconds early, I'm going to get supply block for 5 seconds maybe, 5 game seconds maybe. So that is always annoying, but what I do with this build is I'm going to go 13 gateway and then fast expand pretty much. You're going to really be using chrono boost just on your workers and getting out those workers extremely fast. And down that gateway, throw this guy back on here. And really important to note, I am not going to get my gas yet. That is going to wait. So with this build I've been getting my gas. Oh, I've got Zerg. Now, if they were going to 6-pull me, this build would probably completely fail. So I like to get my gas around that 15-16 mark, pretty much at 16, so I'm going to throw it down. Of course, you do always need to get another pylon, so you don't get supply blocked. And I'm just going to keep chrono boosting out some workers until I can get up to that magic 400 for my Nexus. Pretty much I expand off of one gateway. That's how I decided this build should work. It's obviously a bit risky. See, I can transfer a couple workers to gas. And then I'm going to get one more out of here. There we go. Okay, one did come out of there. And now I can move down to take that expansion. Okay. So the expansion is pretty much going to go down at 20 supply, as you can see right there. And now the very important thing to make sure that you don't get owned in the face is as soon as you can afford them, throw down basically two more gateways and a cyber is what I like to do. And of course I'm still chrono boosting my economy because the only way this build really survives is by carrying that economic advantage forward. There's really no other way you can win with this build other than you have to be very on top of the macro. And I'm just going to have to, I'm going to put out a Zealot. And of course, you want to keep reducing these workers as much as possible. And, well, I don't know what I just did there. Good, I didn't tell him to do anything. The main reason why you want to really be getting out a lot of workers, okay, I can build my cyber, is the pylon down here, you know, might build that. But it's very important so you can do a worker transfer. That is like the main reason why I'm ready for my worker transfer. Of course, never transfer too many workers. That is a very common mistake that people like to make, is they transfer too many workers. I don't need another. Okay. Whoa, got too many of these out. Where does my work go? I want another pylon. Okay, start researching warp gate right away, and of course, now that you've got a lot of gas saved up, build a couple sentries. If they haven't attacked you yet, they're probably going to attack you around that 8-minute 50 mark is when you can usually expect, so that first attack, they'll give you lots of time to get those sentries out. Whoa, and I have totally just messed up this build because I have not been building at this base. Very important that you are producing at both as soon as they're both ready. And of course, transfer to this gas, and I'm not saturated here anymore by about 2 work rates, it looks like. So, and of course, okay, and I'm not going to use chrono boost on the warp gate if you've noticed.
I'm here in the shadows.
Okay, my gas is finally getting low, so just 2 sentries, really, that's more than enough anyways. You'll be able to easily get 4 force fields off, and a wall off almost any choke. So now look at just this macro powerhouse. That is where this build really shines. And of course, I will use
construct additional pylons.
Get by block. Sorry, not paying attention because I'm trying to talk and do all this at once. Whoa, and I need to transfer all of my rally points down to that base now because I've added those extra 2 up here.
Cold is the void.
Okay, I was a little wrong. They attacked a little earlier than I thought, and I didn't have, they attacked the engagement mark, and I didn't have enough force field ready. But either way, my forces were actually bigger than they just can tell. And all my stuff is gateways, warp gates now. I want to turn them into warp gates right away. Of course, make sure I'm building enough pylons. And the great thing is, I let my macro slip. I'll say that right away. I let my macro slip. But just look at how many resources I have. Look at that army that they attacked me with. Now, this is only hard AI. It's not like insane AI. But it just goes to show is once you get this second base almost fully saturated, you have so many resources that right now I can throw down a couple go straight into 2 robo bays and get out my Twilight Council if I have enough gas, but I have not been transferring workers to gas. That's part of the reason why I have so many intervals. But yeah, and throw down your forge as well, I would say. And this build is just great because if you just look at, oh my god, this is just awesome. All these minerals I have, all these resources that I have. I've just got a big army now. I love this build. It's just like, as long as you have that initial push, it's just amazing. I'm going to even throw down a couple more warp gates now, as I'm starting to, really, as that saturation really starts to pay off. Okay, so basically these next 4 should be enough to fully saturate here, so I'm going to stop building workers. Not everybody will. I like getting those zealot legs because I just like zealot legs. And of course, you can either go for some immortals, or you can go for, now you can even tech up to your robo bay. Yeah, robo bay to get Colossi out. So we'll get out some sentries. Oh, I don't have enough, or just gas. It's zealots. Sentries always super useful against robots. As you can see, just look at this. This is amazing. Like, if you just look, the macro that you get from doing this fast expand, it just like gives me, I guess you could call it nerd chills, whatever you want to say. I just absolutely love it. Like you've got 2 fully saturated bases up well before your opponent. Of course with Zerg, yeah, they expand before you, but at the same time it's great. You can just put up a ton of production buildings. You can also afford to start working on your upgrades right away, as well as you can do that tech. I might have been a little aggressive going for a Twilight Council and Robo Bay together and 2 robotics facilities, especially gas-wise.
You require more Vespene gas.
Stupid everything Protoss takes too much gas mainly because I decided to go upgrades as well, because I got the Zealot legs and I put this out. But either way, I just absolutely love this build. When it works, it is just so satisfying, is the way I like to say it. And of course, you can even try and contain your Zerg player. If you wanted to contain your Zerg player, I would have suggested you move out earlier. Of course. Let's build another observer, even though I'm low on gas all the time, because I'm doing way too many tech at once. But yeah. Yeah, I'm fully saturated. Okay, good. So it's not a saturation problem. I noticed using that force field to put those hydras up so that make their army a little less effective. So that way it's split up. And of course pulling back that way, hopefully my shields can start to recharge before we engage again. Of course really shouldn't be spending that gas on sentries if I'm always complaining I'm low on gas. But at this point, whoa, where's he going? I didn't know that he was like auto-rallied somewhere.
Upgrade
And of course,
complete.
tons of minerals. Why not just build tons of zealots? Except for the fact that I'm supply blocked. No, I'm not. It just wouldn't let me build more because I guess the cooldown wasn't quite finished. But yeah, as you can see, that build is just amazing. I'm going to try to kill him. And if you want, you can stop watching. Army. Attack edition. You gotta be careful. You gotta make sure what your units are doing. Make sure they're not doing stuff like attacking buildings like that. If they're not close enough to an enemy unit, attack them. They will not attack you. You have to move them closer to the enemy unit. No, observer, don't die. There you go. Not playing against the best example of who this works against, but I have played in multiplayer, and I have found that in certain scenarios this build is really good and really strong. As I said, you're not going to be able to hold off early rushes if they're doing something cheesy, so you have to scout and make sure that they're not doing, a push that's going to come before the 8-minute mark. 8-minute mark, 8.5-minute mark is a standard push. That's just the first strong push. Your economy will be up and running by then, and you'll be able to start macroing hard enough that you can, use a couple force fields to delay until you're, 2 or 3 force fields to wall off that choke point until until your warp gates cooldown is finished, and you can build another round of units. That way, you can really hold that off because you'll have so much economy if they push it out that 8.5-minute mark. Of course, you need a longer rush distance too. That also makes a big difference if it's a longer rush distance. If it's very short, you don't want to do it. Like Steps of War is too short of a rush distance, I think, to risk a fast expand into 4-gate. Because really, you're not putting down cannons, you don't have any defense, you don't have a wall in, you're just relying on the fact that you'll be able to start pumping out units by the time the attack comes, and that your economic advantage will allow you to continue pumping them out faster than they can reinforce. And so you're just going to steamroll through them at that point. And then you want to be quite aggressive and really use that to your advantage, the fact that you're now on that fast expand. You want to throw down a lot of units. You want to be going in there with a good army. Don't go in if it's going to get you slaughtered and lose your economic advantage by losing more units than them. That's always important. Don't ever throw away any advantage you have. But, it's just such a great build once you pull it off. And as I said, just watch out for those few pitfalls, just make sure you're not going to be in a scenario where your opponent can really abuse the fact that you've expanded first and make that early push. So have fun with this build. If you do try it, I have a lot of fun. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to go into Robo Base straight to Stargates as soon as this second base is about to be saturated. You can do whatever you want. The great thing though is you really are going to have a lot of economy to be able to throw down. You can throw down those tech a lot earlier than they can. You can get your upgrades earlier if you want. You can do, there's a ton of things. You can just do 6-gate. You can just go straight to 6-gate and Twilight Council and work on your ups and just do a mass gateway army, and then if they don't die within the next 4 minutes, then just tech up to either your Claw Size, your Stargates, or your High Templars. So have fun! I love this build. I can't say that enough. So have fun with this build, and hopefully you enjoyed as much as I do.